Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dylan, and today I am here with a basic time-lapse video. Now, we're not going to get into how to edit time lapses, but I just kind of want to explain basically what a time lapse is. And this video is more geared towards beginning time lapsers or people that's wanting to kind of find out more about time lapses in general. We're not going to be talking specific cameras or anything like that. I'm just going to be using 3 GoPro cameras just kind of to help me demonstrate what I'm talking about with different I don't know if you really call them frame rates, you call them intervals more than anything, time-lapse intervals. And guys, I'm very sorry about the audio. I do have a dead cat wind muff on my microphone. I'm hoping it's going to do a decent job. It's not too windy, but it's a little bit breezy this evening. So anyways, so first things first, let's just kind of get into intervals with time lapses. It's one of the most very important things when it comes to time lapsing. Now, as I'm sure you guys already know, whenever you set up a time lapse, you can set what's known as an interval. Now, an interval is how often a picture is going to be taking for a time lapse. So just for an example, on GoPro cameras, you can have the GoPro take a picture automatically without you having to push the shutter button each time to tell the camera to take a photo. You can have it automatically take a photo as you can do with most cameras. So for GoPros, you have the options of the camera automatically taking a photo every half second, 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and every 60 seconds, aka a minute. So you have 7 different options. Now let me explain to you guys how to know what interval to choose. So basically, the basic way this works is to think of it this way. The slower that something is moving, or the longer something takes to change or appear different, the longer something takes, the less movement you have, the longer interval you would want to have. So in the case of a GoPro, if you're filming something such as like a shadow moving across the ground, like if you have like a structure like a pole and you're just wanting a time lapse of the shadow going moving, you would want to only take a picture every minute or 30 seconds. Now, it's going to take a lot longer. You understand, the slower your interval or the longer your interval, like a picture every minute or a picture every 30 seconds, the more shots you're going to have for your video clip to be longer. Whereas opposed to the times that you'd want to use a picture every half second or 1 second or 2 seconds or even 5 seconds, something a little bit quicker, is whenever you have more rapid and faster movement. So if you're like in New York City down at Times Square and you're wanting to film kind of like the crowd and all the lights and everything going on at once, if you're wanting to kind of film all that and get a good time lapse, it's going to look a lot better if you take a picture every half second, 1 second, or even 2 seconds at most. When you start doing 5 and 10 and 30 seconds and even a minute on a lot of fast, like people, a crowd moving, then you're gonna just get a bunch of choppy jitter, and it'll still look pretty cool, but it's gonna look a lot more fluid if you're taking like a crowd moving or traffic, if you'll take it with a quicker interval. So I'm gonna give you guys some examples. As you can see here, I have 3 GoPros out, and it's a cloudy day. We're pointing the camera out west. We got the sunset going on, or it's not quite sunset. I don't think I'll have enough battery left to make it to sunset, but anyways, I have 3 GoPros set up, and I have the newest GoPro of the 3, the GoPro Hero 5 Black. It is shooting a picture every half second. So whenever I show you this clip, you're going to notice that it's going to last tremendously longer than the next 2 cameras, because again, I'm taking a picture every half second. Now, this isn't ideal to shoot clouds with every half second. I mean, you always can, but you're going to get slower movement and your video file is going to be really long. I would highly recommend, if you're shooting clouds on a time lapse, I'd highly recommend doing anywhere from 2 to even up to 30 seconds as far as your interval goes, because as you can understand, most of the time clouds are pretty slow moving, and so if you only take a picture every 5, 10, or 30 seconds, there's going to be quite a bit of movement in between those intervals, which means whenever you compile your time lapse, you're going to get faster, rapid looking movement. And that's the whole thing with time lapses, is that's what's so appealing and what makes time lapses so neat, is that you're lapsing time and you're making things that otherwise move very, very slowly speed up really, really fast, and then that's what kind of gives it the whole appeal, what makes time lapses very interesting. So again, first camera, the GoPro Hero 5 Black, shooting every half second. The next camera, the GoPro 3 Plus Black, I believe it is, if I remember right, it is shooting pictures every 2 seconds. And you'll notice that clip, you'll notice when I show you these three back to back to back, that clip is a little bit longer, or I'm sorry, is a little bit shorter than the first one, but the clouds are going to be moving a little faster, and that's because we only took pictures every 2 seconds as opposed to every half second. And then finally on the dinosaur here, the GoPro Hero 2, I have it taking pictures every 5 seconds. So whenever I compile all these pictures together, it's going to be the shortest video, but the clouds we're going to have the most movement, the most fast, rapid looking movement in this one, because as you understand, we're taking a picture every 5 seconds, so in between each picture there's been the most movement. So anyways, I hope that makes sense, trying to explain it the best I can. Just remember, as a rule of thumb, the faster something's moving, whether it's people, traffic, whatever it is, the faster, shorter interval you want to use. The slower something's moving, such as like a flower growing, or flower growing, you'd be having to, you know, time lapse for multiple days, had to get you some external power. But like for instance, for everyday use like the clouds, you want longer intervals. So anyways, just wanted to make a real quick just kind of an interval talk time-lapse video. We'll do some more time-lapse tutorial videos upcoming. Again, doesn't really matter what cameras you use, just use the GoPros because they're really simple to set up for time-lapse. And hope this helps you out. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to smash that thumbs up button. Also, please be sure to subscribe, as I will have more time-lapse and other camera gear and accessory videos upcoming in the future. As always, I appreciate it. This is Dylan. Everybody have a wonderful evening.